to another episode of Pitch Practice, the show. I'm Mark, the show. I'm Mark. I'm the guy behind the Mental Marketer and the private Facebook group Funnel Building 101. I'm helping online entrepreneurs start and grow their online business using social media. And we have the other two fantastic people today.
We got Brandon here with BKXX Enterprises, getting you found and helping you conquer the local market.
Nice.
And then you have me, Laura. I don't know if you can see me right now. I'm looking for a picture for Grant. Can you see my eyes?
Yeah, we can see you.
Yes.
Hey, I'm always working with my friends to close a deal. That's how we do it. We practice every day, every morning. And you don't know if I'm in Mars or not.
That's what it looks like. The Earth is behind you, so you must not be on Earth.
I am not on Earth right now, so
yes.
I have left the galaxy.
Yes. Glad to be back here with you guys today. Man,
absolutely.
There's just so much going on.
Okay, I just invited the board members this morning, play 14.
Sorry, let me go ahead and mute.
All right. No, we've all got so much going on right now, and the thing about it, the cool thing is that regardless of what we have going on, we make time for this, at least this hour every day. It is so important for us to come together and practice. That's how, what does Grant call it? What does he call it? The less expensive way of learning?
The most expensive way of learning is through experience. The best way to learn is through others' experiences.
No, yes. I think that's back. The most expensive way of learning is through failure. The best way is learning through experience and getting knowledgeable beforehand and learning from the others that have already failed before you.
Yes, and going out and practicing before you go in front of your customers and learning the long hard way. It leads into what almost our last topic before we get into really some of the closes, because it was 10 main reasons that people are not successful at closing. This was a pretty good overview of just all the reasons that you might not close the deal. What?
Yeah, you want to give him the 10, Brent? You want to give him the 10?
Okay. I'll do the first 5 and you do the second 5, Laura.
All right. Go ahead. Give him the first 5.
The first 5 is 1 is never attempting to close. Think about that for a minute. Not even saying, hey, just staying quiet, right? Number 2 is pressure being perceived as a bad thing. Just thinking that, they won't want it before you even say anything, right? Unwillingness to deal with emotions. This is that's a real big key. Number 4 is lack of belief in your product. You don't believe it. You don't believe it. So you're not gonna go out there with the conviction to close the deal. And then number 5 is an incorrect estimation of effort. I really liked when we talked about this one too. That was really good, about being prepared for beyond what's required. If you're prepared for 3 pounds, if your assignment is, to lift 3 pounds, you need to be prepared for 30 pounds. Yeah. All right. That was number 5. So take us to the rest of the 10.
All right. Number 6 is being reasonable. Until something is complete, it is not done. The more I complete, the more I can complete. So don't be reasonable. You need a lot of action to get something done. Number 7, no financial plan in place. What does that mean? Just paying the bills will never, ever cause you to be a closer. No one gets excited about paying the phone company.
Oh.
I'm back. No one gets excited.
You know what's funny? It was the phone fell, but it looked like you fell.
Maybe I didn't fall. Maybe I didn't fall. You don't know.
Oh yeah,
that was funny.
I was like, where you go, Laura? Did you fall on the treadmill or what?
Oh God. Number 7, you have no financial plan in place. You don't have a purpose. Number 8, handling objections are only complaints.
No.
Yeah, handling objections are only complaints. Go ahead. What were you going to say?
No, I was kind of, it says, I thought it was handling objections and not complaints. Well, handling objections like they're not complaints, but they're complaints. Okay.
Yeah, just most objections that people have are mainly them vomiting like negativity. They're not really complaints. Right? So actually a quick story on that. I know yesterday there's a meeting I had on my calendar, and I retexted the person and said, hey, just checking, we are meeting in the next 15 minutes. And they're like, actually, I need to reschedule because my partners are not going to be able to make it. I said, great. Can I still call you to introduce myself? And then he was like, sure.
Awesome.
So then I still got on the call and I still qualified it, right? Because his thing was like, well, my other partners are going to be on there. Like, okay. I was like, but then something Grant always says, Brandon, I don't know if you remember this. Grant always says like, well, that wouldn't stop you from doing X, would it? I just started thinking about that, right? Like, would that stop you from doing this? No.
Yes.
So then I actually just agreed with that person. I said, great. I didn't say anything else. I didn't like comment. I said, perfect, great. Can I still call and introduce myself?
Yeah,
right?
that's in one of his closes, like pre-qualification call close. Like, other than not believing in what I can say I can do, would there be any other reason that we still couldn't have this call today, type deal? So yeah, so it's agreeing it, acknowledging with it, and moving it aside to then get the yes. You got to be like children when you close. Your kids are the best closers because they are insistent on what they want, and they will keep asking in different ways until you give them the yes. So go back to your childhood, forget everything that your mother and daddy told you with regards to the word no, and figure out the right questions to ask to get the yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's this one, I don't know. This was my favorite one. Number 8 is so, it's just hits in the right spot, right? Number 8 was handling objections are only complaints. Number 9, shortage of closing materials, right? One of the major reasons people fail to close is because they don't have enough closing materials. It goes back to your number 5, which was you need to train for 30 pounds if you got to lift 3 pounds. Right. And that's what we're doing, right? Number 9 is shortage of closing materials. I feel like all of us on this call, we've had so many wins because of literally our chat on LinkedIn that we have with the 3 of us, and just kind of going back and forth with the material that we look at every single week, right? There's like little encouragements to push ourselves, right? We're building our arsenal of having closing materials. Okay, number 10, incorrect barrier. You need to know that things happen because of you, right? So whatever's happening to you in the close is because of you, right? Whatever you're doing in your life is affecting how people are closing. So if you take 6 months to make a decision, why wouldn't your prospect take 6 months to make a decision?
Right. Yes.
Yeah, and along with that is how you buy things is how people will buy things from you. That's part of the decision deal.
Yeah.
And I believe one of the other reasons is not believing in the product. So, if you can buy your own product and be happy with your purchase, you will be the superstar seller of that product. Like I see Laura owning a Spiffy franchise sometime in the future because she's selling the crap out of it because she believes it. She uses the product herself.
I do use the product myself.
And they do fantastic job. I saw her Jeep shining in profile in there a couple posts ago, so it's good. And you know, Mark and I, we're both affiliates of a software that we use called Clickfunnels. And since we are, you know, users of the software, believe in the software, it's very easy for us to talk about the software.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't say convince, but inform in an ethical way people about the uses and benefits that will help grow their business online. So, you know, you are what you eat, what they say, and it's true.
Yes, yes. Solving problems and how this software can solve your problem. And it's an invitation to help you to solve your problem. It's an invitation. Absolutely. Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah, there is something so important about using your own product. Like I know every time I go pick somebody up from the airport, my goal is to like get a spiffy wash and a spiffy, like it's called like just the basic service, which is they go in there, right? They clean the inside, they clean the outside, you order through the app. Because then I literally, as soon as I pick somebody from the airport, I'm like, well, car spiffy clean. Literally, the spiffy wash just got done. Like, so everything is perfectly clean, shined up inside and outside, right? It's right. Like you have more pride when you use your own product.
Right. Let me ask, with these 10 reasons that people are not successful at closing, let me ask you guys, which one would you say is your Achilles heel? Which one would you say that you struggle with the most? I'll go first.
Wait. Let us guess which one's yours. How about we guess each other's?
No, because we don't have a lot of time. let's yeah, because you know this 30 minutes will fly by so fast.
Is that an objection or a complaint?
That's a complaint.
Let me tell you which one you are. Let me tell you which one you are.
You're right, Laura. And let's do that next time.
Oh
my gosh! I love it.
Why would we do it next time when we can do it today?
Well, it's just the time. Our time is like
30 seconds. 30 seconds. 5 seconds.
Okay. Quick guess. Go ahead.
All right. Quick guess. All right.
10, 9, 8.
Yours
7,
was
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh no.
See there, and we've lost like 30 seconds. Okay, so here is my biggest Achilles heel, and
6.
it is I think where's the one probably wait, okay, there was one that talked about emotional, okay.
Yeah.
Unwillingness to deal with emotions. That's me. Unwillingness to deal with emotions. Sometimes I let my emotions get in the way. Sometimes I do. It's
like what?
Like when someone tells you something, I want to say, come on now. It's just, you know, can't you see this? So I have to step back and follow the process, agree with them, you know, but that emotion part side of me wants to say it just wants me to tell them that what you're doing is wrong instead of listening and uncovering more. I think that's my biggest Achilles heel is unwillingness to deal with emotions. Yeah.
Yep. So for me, there's actually 2 of them. One was lack of closing material. When I was selling cancer insurance, I only had like 4 or 5 closes to use, And they say that would have been it. That's all you need is 4 or 5 closes. But as I come to use them, it's sounding more repetitive. That just wasn't working. I didn't feel authentic in using the same 5 things over and over again. And the second one would be a lack of belief in the product that I was selling. I believe in insurance. Everybody needs insurance. It's just when I was selling this program, I didn't buy it myself, and so that just showed I didn't believe it, and it made it more difficult to sell. Now, when it came to Fords, I owned a Ford, so they were super easy to sell. So, again, it just comes down to, your love for the product.
Yeah, and that's actually true, Brandon. You've got to love the product. If you don't like the product, it's really hard to sell it. If you don't use it, it becomes really hard to sell it, right? There's something about that actually helped me a lot. That's actually one of the reasons I started using Spiffy, because I'm like, why the hell am I telling all these people all this stuff if I don't even use it? So then I started using it, and then I feel a sense of pride when I use it, because now I'm like, every time I tell somebody a story, I'm like, yeah, I just got my Spiffy again, like every 15, 20 days, right? Mm-hmm. So then I can start even contextualizing that to my own experience. So that actually used to be one of mine. Brandon, you want to guess mine?
No, I'm sorry. I don't have the list in front of me, so I don't want to waste any time. Go ahead, Laura.
Mark, you want to guess mine?
Okay, I got 10 seconds. I would say that if your Achilles heel, I think that I would say 10. We're the only barrier to every close.
Okay. I agree on that, actually. I definitely think it's number 10. Yeah, I definitely think it's definitely number 10. I think the more I steer into just closing cycles faster, the better I get at selling, right? And actually, I've started treating it as like, if I'm actually going to buy something or I'm not going to buy something, I'm going to tell somebody, like a salesperson, that would be like me. I would tell them, hey, here is my exact timeline, and I go ahead and like tell them all the information, right, to have the right expectation, right? Because that's how I want people to treat me. Like for example, I wanted to go look at this house, right? Because we're actually looking at houses in the Raleigh area, and I put on there like, okay, great, we're actually not looking to buy this house. We just want to see it. I was really upfront about it. But I agree. It's definitely number 10. Incorrect barriers.
Yeah, that we are the only barrier to every close. That is something, because in the book he says that everywhere I go, I take me with me. And when you look at all of these 10 reasons why people fail to close, do you see the one common denominator? Brandon?
Yourself.
Yeah, so I mean, you're the only person that can control you and what you do, and it's your own conviction for the product that you have to bring joy or solve problems in the world. It's your responsibility to do it. If there is something that saves people $1,000 a month, and you're using it and you're saving $1,000 a month, it's super selfish to keep that all to yourself and not share that information with the world. And you should be highly compensated for it. I mean, there's a verse in the Bible. I don't know exactly where it's at, but I know it's a New Testament, and it talks about the word. Now, in the context, you can take it in a number of different ways. Most people take it in the religious sense that spread the word and be profitable with it. Meaning, the more knowledge you have, it's basically saying knowledge is power, knowledge is money, depending on how you interpret it. I want to say it's in James, like one of the first or second James, not 100% sure, but I know it's in there. So it was just reading through the Bible one Sunday during church, and I found it, and it was one of those things that stuck out, is that your knowledge is super important, super powerful. It should be shared with the world, and you should be compensated for it. You know, to help somebody else out.
Yes. One thing happened this past week. So I think Brandon and I both know that there is this big launch that's coming out with the brand new software, and and we're in the affiliate group, baby. But I tell you that Brandon and we're not the big fish out there. Right, Brandon? There are some bigger affiliates out there, and when Laura, you talk about closing on yourself, and you talk about, but what I noticed is that I was closing on myself, but I was closing saying that, oh, those guys are big, oh, those guys have a much bigger audience, or they have already signed up 10 people. I was closing on myself, but
you shouldn't do
it. But I was closing for them.
Yeah, you are making your own objections on why you shouldn't do it.
Exactly. And it made me think that when you say the person that you need to close on is yourself, but aren't we always closing on ourselves? We're either closing for ourselves or against ourselves.
Yeah.
And
that's true.
And because we said, well, the toughest person that you'll have to close on is yourself. But I was closing on myself, and I had to
the other way.
And I had to consciously make that effort to say, look, okay, they are big fish in the pond, but you know what? I can compete with them. I may not be able to compete with them on their level, but I can carve out my niche and where I'm going to do my promotion. And I'm not going to let what I see them doing affect my actions. So, I wanted to just put that out there because that was something that happened real recently about just closing and realizing that it's really us. It is so much us. It is so much us. And one of the things that really touched me, really hit me in this chapter was when we talked about not running from the discomfort, and not trying to hide from discomfort, because that's our human nature, is to run from comfort. And but to actually get to the point where you crave failure, you crave it, you crave that failure, and you crave failure so much that you go out and you just want it. I want this. I want failure. Crave failure as much as you crave success.
Yeah, and it's the same thing, right? Because failure, if you're lifting only 3 pounds, but now you got to go lift where you prepared for 30, and you lift the 3 pounds, that's like, okay, good, I was prepared for this. But now all of a sudden, what if you only prepared for 30 pounds, but you got to go lift 100? You're like, okay, I'm failing, but at least I'm aiming at the right targets. Now I know what I don't need to do or what I need to go and do. So the good news is sometimes you have to go through some of these experiences without learning from other people. You just have to experience them yourselves. You have to be like, okay, like I'm the problem. I didn't train for this, but at least I'm aiming at the right targets. And you got to talk to yourself, have a little bit of a moment and just say, okay, this is on me, right? I'm the barrier. I need to train more. I need to do X more. And the more you analyze yourself, the better you can actually do and the better closer you become, because it really starts with yourself. Like that's why, like, even practicing together, it becomes really important. Right, because this is something that we're not skipping. Right, we're handling number 8 Number 8, which was
objections and not complaints.
well, no, number 8, but lack of closing material, right? We're trying to make sure we don't have that one. We're also like this one actually doesn't. I don't know if this one talks about a mastermind yet or not. I can't remember, but I know on the Outwitting the Devil book that I'm reading in my book club, it was like, yeah, masterminds actually could really change everything you do, right? And this is actually a little bit of a mastermind because it's us 3.
Definitely. Are you still in that mastermind, Brandon?
Which one?
Okay.
From yeah, I'm in a lot of them. So the one from Funnel Hacking Live from a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
So I missed last week's. I won't be able to make it this week, so I'll be in the air flying. But yeah, I will be attempting to at least make it the third time's the charm. But
yeah. So what do you think? Because she's talking about masterminds and how they can really be a game changer.
Yeah, I mean they're 100% a game changer. When you get 3 or more of people with the same mindset, talking through their problems, being able to see things from a different lens, to help alleviate those problems and find the solutions, like you are unstoppable. I mean the greatest mastermind that was ever formed over 2,000 years ago, birthed probably one of the largest religions in the world. Not getting too religious here, but if you read it in that context, I mean that's all Christianity started off, was just a mastermind of 12 people got together in one belief and spread the message. So
that's powerful.
Masterminds are huge.
Oh,
yeah.
I was just thinking the other day. It's funny that you mentioned the mastermind, and I love that book, Outwitting the Devil, Laura. But I found that I made a second hire. I think I told you guys I made a second.
Yes.
I made a second hire recently, right? And I can trace this hire that I made back to a relationship that I started a year ago. I started a year ago, and I met this one guy at the in person at a conference, and we connected. We've kept in touch. One time he reached out to me. He said, "Hey, because he's been seeing my content, and he said, hey, you need to meet this group of guys. We meet every Monday." And he just invited me. I said, cool. From there, I went on this call with about 5 other 6, 7, 8-figure entrepreneurs, and I was introduced to them. And when you go to these masterminds, you leave with a connection to connect with someone. And I connected with one person in that group, and since then we've gone on to have be on podcasts together, and really have a great relationship from this one mastermind. But from that mastermind, it led to another mastermind, to another group of people, and in that mastermind, I got more nuggets. I got more nuggets, and I kind of started on this journey of getting out of my own mind about being able to hire someone. And then that led to a personal phone call from another guy. It's unbelievable how the masterminds really connect you, and they are I find value in them. It's like just super golden nuggets. It's interesting, the offer that I've gotten from one of those masterminds too. It's crazy. It's like I always think about what you said that one time just always stuck with me. It's always that forward momentum that really opens doors for you that you don't even see. But when
forward movement opens doors you can't even see yet. Man, just that tagline is worth millions right there. I mean, millions.
Yes, yes, and it's just you don't know what relationships are going to lead from any mastermind or closing. Oh man, okay. Let's talk about some other closing opportunities you got this week. Laura, Brandon.
Closing opportunities on my end. I've got a bunch of New York territories I'm working on. I'm almost working on Grand Rapids and Michigan, and actually I'm kind of getting caught up with the back end of the funnel. I've actually, I don't know if you guys use Calendly, but I make a lot of routes, like a lot of routing rules for people to get on my calendar. Mm-hmm. So if somebody wants to actually get on my calendar, I have like 4 qualifying questions saying like, hey, you know, the initial investment is X, right? You know, this is what I'm like, this is the opportunity, right? And then the last one is like, are you willing to sign an NDA and an FDD receipt if I send it to you before a call with more information regarding our vans or warehouses and right and everything, kind of all the information that I can send you so then you can review it. And then actually that, if they say no to that, it's like, okay, good. Then I know this person's not going to be a long-term person I should spend time with. So like my goal has been like how to maximize my time with real buyers and with decision makers. And actually on the form, I actually also added, are you willing to go under contract in the next 15 days after speaking with me? Right? Because my goal is to like narrow my funnel. And then just to talk to people that are super interested in the product and super kind of already kind of bought in. So I think so for me is right now I'm in high prospecting mode. My goal is really to go and get 15 or so more before the end of the year. Very much possible. Got I got 4 in the pipeline that I'm hoping to sell here. I'm gonna freaking sell and close in the next 30 days. No questions asked. Yes. And we're about to launch 6 franchises in the next 60 days. So we are back to back to back to back. I'm actually to the point where I'm making my team really uncomfortable. They're like, we can't go launch this. I'm like,
turn it up, turn it up,
turn it up a notch.
Turn it up a notch. When
I'm like, looks like
they
we
complain, you don't
tell them to figure it out.
You don't think we should? That tells me that we should do it.
Exactly.
What about you, Brandon? Because we got about 4 minutes left.
Yeah, so I got a deal in the pipeline working right now with a startup mobile detailing company.
Nice.
And we had a pretty long conversation on Sunday. And, you know, I've been doing a little bit of pro bono stuff for him, getting him set up and processes and just showing him the money math on what he's capable of doing if we just do these things there. So a little taste of the coaching, so to speak.
Nice.
And I sent him over the invoice. I gave him to the 15th. Do it. If he's in, he's in. If he's not, then he's kind of on his own with that. So I'm kind of more of a soft closer, and I kind of set him up to the sense that, you know, this is what you can do if you just say yes, and we can get you done and taken care of. So
you're an undercover closer.
Yeah, like, Brandon's an undercover closer.
I use the stealth closes because I'm not a high pressure guy. And I told him, like, look, I'm high pressure. This is what you need. This is what I did. You know, you got to get you got to get your digital assets online. You need to be able to get found. You need to be able to start tracking and attracting your customers. And you got to have the systems and processes in place to manage them. And that's what I'm helping him do to get up and running and online and all that kind of good stuff. He's already on Google. I did help him out with that kind of pro bono deal. It's kind of my first way in is getting somebody on Google for a startup, and he's getting traffic to it. So I mean, he's been up for a month, and he's been on Google for about a month, and he's getting about at least 1 view a day. So I know it's not a lot, but
no, that is a lot.
Something.
That's awesome.
That's
awesome. Awesome.
That's a lot from zero.
Awesome to hear your wins, and awesome to see your Google My Business stats. How you're really growing.
Yeah. So for my own GBP, Google Business Profile, ever since I've been doing these videos and getting on other podcasts and speaking with other people and on their channels, people are looking up BKXX. Like if you type in BKXX in Google, I'm number one now.
Wow.
Because
that's a huge win.
It used to be like necklaces would show up number one. For some e-commerce site or whatever. But now, like my profile shows up, all my links show up, all my business listings. So yeah, it took a little bit, but I managed to get my brand name ranked number one.
Awesome. Love this time that we share our wins. We got to do this more and more every week. It's almost time. We're going to be saying bye. Before we go, just want to give a shout out to you out there watching. Thanks for all your comments. I'll just throw up a few of the comments here from Edwin. What's up, brother? Glad you guys are joining us. Hashtag live if you're watching live. Hashtag replay if you're on the replay. Give us some love down in the comments. Victoria, thanks for tuning in on YouTube. Jerry, Sawad, Valerie, Trisha, and remember, we're streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn every week at this same time, and we'll see you soon.
Go close the deal. Woo, woo.
All right, guys, take care. Enjoy your week.